Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. This is the Chili Willys Pro Mod car. If you recognize it, that's because you've seen it in the winner's circle. If you don't recognize it, that's because it's usually a blur going down the racetrack. Now, if you've got a race car like this, it's awfully complicated, a lot of systems to run, and you need a way to manage it, and that's why I'm glad you're here, Luis, with FuelTech. Now, first of all, let's talk about the kind of systems there are on board a car like this.
Well, we have over 3,500 horses being built by a lot of gasoline, a lot of nitrous, and a lot of different sensors on it, you know, to be able to have that being built up and make this car go really quick down the track.
And how do you manage all of that?
Well, we have what we call an all-in-one unit, the FT 600. It's a ECU or a VMS, whoever you would like to call better, because he actually managed the whole vehicle. It's not just an engine controller. So this unit is capable of manipulating the amount of fuel that we need, when we need, right? But not just that, it goes into how much timing we need, when we need, nitrous, how much nitrous we need, when we need. So all of those details, it's really important, the amount and the timestamp. Because when we talk about drag racing, and mostly higher grade drag racing, we talk about runs that can be completed in less than 4 seconds. So we are going over 600 feet, or sometimes over 1,000 feet, 1,300 feet, on such short amount of time that everything happens so quickly that's really hard to achieve that precise control. But through this kind of equipment, we can do it.
In the old days, you had a separate button for your fuel system, you had a separate button for everything in there, and this consolidates it. How much easier does it make it on the driver?
Oh,
because you're the driver of this?
Yeah, I can tell based on my experience, right? Like, I just started driving about a year ago. I was never into this kind of driving. I was into racing, always with teams, we know different drivers, friends and stuff, but never in the driver's seat. By getting into one of the top cars that run nitros on the whole history of drag racing, never being into something near as quick. So for sure, the way that the system handles the car and majority of everything that happens inside the car helped me out tremendously.
You have 3 different units here. They all essentially do the same thing, but the difference is how many processes they can handle at the same time.
Yes.
So quickly, starting with this unit here, what kind of vehicle would I want to put that?
The FT450 is our entry-level vehicle. We always thought, like, man, why should we have something that's really expensive that only the higher level cars can use? Let's do something that anyone can. If you have a single cylinder, 2-cylinder like a Harley, or a 4-cylinder like a Honda front-wheel drive, you know, vehicles that don't require so much in and out, the 450 is the perfect option. It will run whatever you have in the car, whatever kind of fuel that you have on your race car, whatever ignition system you have, and whatever power adder as well. So you're not limited on what you can do, it's just like how much can you do at the same time. So as we go to the FT550, the unit manages more stuff at the same time, so you can manipulate a V8 with more injectors, or you can run turbo and nitrous at the same time. And as we go to the 600, this is the last step, our top of the line. This one is capable of running a vehicle like this. So this one we talk about 8 coils, 8 injectors, 7 stages of nitrous, 5-speed transmission where each gear has a specific solenoid to be activated. So you see, like, there's a lot of outputs. Then you go to the inputs. You have all 4 corners, wheel speed, shock travel, ride heights, pressures everywhere. You have 2 bottle pressure, oil pressure, pan vac, fuel pressure. All of that, it will require something like this. But if you have a vehicle that doesn't require so many sensors or don't require so many coils, so many injectors, something like that, the 450 is the perfect option.
All right, I'm a dummy. This seems really complicated to me. What if I can't figure out what I need to do to program this?
It's complex for sure because there's so many features, but it's not complicated. Like, we have a lot of the information that you need on the manual. But if you cannot have everything here, we have great tech support. People over emails, telephone all the time. We go to the track most of the time. And we also have what we call the FuelTech Advanced Factory Training, where you can bring your team, your car to our facility, and we have a large hub dyno where we can dyno your car as we go through any questions that you have, making sure that everything works, and when you go to the track, you just send down the track.
course, you can use your laptop in the pits or do it right from the controller to make all your settings. As you roll up to the line, how much control do you have as a driver?
100%. You can do small adjustments on the screen because it's a full touchscreen unit, or you can swap the whole tune if you already have a Plan B design.
So if you find out the weather changes, bald spot in the lane or something you need to change.
Yes, and that's touchscreen right there. The car is moving after the burnout, don't have to shut off, just send a different tune and go.
That's amazing. All right, we talked about control. Let's talk about the actual manipulation.
Yeah, so we had the brains over there, and here's pretty much the arms, right? Okay. So we have our FT injectors line of fuel injectors from 720 all the way down to 320 pounds an hour. So they are compatible with gas, alcohol, E85, nitromethane. Whatever fuel that's being used for racing, it's compatible with.
And you also brought along the FT Spark. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so like this is pretty much a revolution in ignition systems. It's really, really high spark discharge with individual coils. So it allows you to manipulate timing on ways that you could not do back in the day of a distributor. You can go really negative numbers, negative 30, 40. There's no problem. You don't drop any energy power. So you can manipulate power quickly because ignition is the quickest event on an engine. So we have the FT Spark as a line from 4, 6, and 8 channels, and we also have the FT Spark Extreme. This unit was actually developed to be used on fuel nitromethane engines.
Well, if that's not enough, you guys also have a plug-and-play harness that hooks it all together. And if you want to learn more about FuelTech, talk to the guy next to you in the other lane because he probably just beat you, or you can go to FuelTech.net to see what they are all about. This is super trick. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so just chill out for a couple of minutes.